Something is going on inside our franchise, and Raider Nation needs to pay close attention to what's shaking out behind the scenes right now. While everybody is arguing over who takes the field in Week 1, front office decisions and training camp battles are shaping the future of Las Vegas in a way nobody saw coming this soon. Are we actually on the right track back to the top, or about to repeat the exact same mistakes from the past? So smash that like button and stay until the end, because this could change everything. According to reports straight out of training camp, Ashton Jeanty's role for his second year has completely shifted gears. Forget the wide-eyed rookie label, new offensive coordinator Andrew Janocko is putting a heavy load of leadership and responsibility right on the running back's shoulders, treating the guy not just as some ordinary piece, but as the core engine of the entire Las Vegas ground game. Hold on a second though, because there is way more to the story. We need to break down the cold numbers from last year without buying into all that casual analyst talk. Jeanty finished the year averaging just 3.7 yards per carry, which made a lot of people turn their noses up. But the real issue runs way deeper, my fellow fan. According to data from NFL Savant, the Raiders literally had the lowest rated offensive line in the entire league for huge chunks of the season. Want more? Out of the 975 total yards the running back picked up, an incredible 556 came strictly after contact, meaning the guy had to literally smash through entire defenses just to get past the line of scrimmage. Is this a smart move by the front office, or a massive red flag that our run blocking is still completely garbage? Now, with Clint Kubiak taking over the offensive scheme and bringing that heavy ground and pound philosophy that made noise in Seattle with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, the expectations for Jeanty are going through the roof. There's massive speculation that number 9 is going to be the hammer in the first quarter and the absolute closer in the fourth. But for that to actually work, who's going to take the heavy lifting off his back? Who's stepping in to give him that much needed breather without killing the rhythm of the offense? And there's another detail nobody is brave enough to say out loud yet. With Fernando Mendoza getting ready to take over the keys to the franchise, soon an absolute monsters like Brock Bowers running things over the middle, the Raiders are trying to build their own modern version of those legendary 90s triplets. But is Jeanty's body going to take this kind of beating? Worth remembering, the running back's been adding heavy boxing sessions to his off-season workouts, even dropping hints that he might actually step into the ring one day. Hold up though, because what's coming next flips the script. If the coaching staff decides to bludgeon opposing defenses with brutal run plays, pass protection is going to need to run like a Swiss watch. Raider Nation wants to see this team control the clock, grind the clock down, and shut the conference critics up. It remains to be seen if the front office actually put enough pieces up front to shield our biggest offensive weapon. Raider Nation, hold your breath, because the bomb that just dropped in Las Vegas is going to be the talk of the town for months. The coaching staff's decision to name Kirk Cousins the absolute starting quarterback right out of the gate in training camp dropped like a live grenade across the entire NFL. Meanwhile, our boy Fernando Mendoza, taken with the first overall pick in the draft and reigning Heisman winner, is going to have to learn how to watch the game in a suit from the sideline, getting eased into the professional pace. The front office claims they want to protect the kid to keep him from rushing things and losing confidence right in the middle of a heavy rebuild. Is this the right strategy, or just pure fear of ruining the biggest draft pick in recent franchise history? The guy who didn't hold back any criticism was well-known insider Mike Florio from NBC Sports, who went off completely unfiltered on PFT Live. With that sharp sarcasm of a guy who doesn't sugarcoat anything, Florio openly questioned the logic of spending the first overall pick on a generational talent like Mendoza just to let him rot on the bench behind a veteran. According to him, the Raiders aren't in that comfortable spot the Chiefs were in back in 2017, when they had a ready-made roster and could stash Patrick Mahomes for a year. If this team needs to be turned around ASAP, why the hell wait? And the controversy didn't stop there, because the debate caught fire all over sports media. On the other side of the table, analysts like Chris Sims tried to play devil's advocate to defend Vegas's move. Sims reminded everyone that respected offensive geniuses around the league like Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, and Kevin O'Connell have always praised Kirk Cousins' mental processing power and the massive playbook he can handle on the field. For that school of thought, handing an offense over to a seasoned vet brings an invisible stability that rookie stats just can't buy. So let me ask you, fan, what's worth more right now? The experience of a proven veteran, or the raw, explosive energy of a Heisman winner who needs to taste real blood on the field to truly level up? Because let's be honest, Mendoza's college stats were absolutely unfair. Over 2,700 yards, 32 touchdowns to just 5 picks, plus carrying the Hoosiers all the way to a national title with jaw-dropping performances through the air and on the ground. Keeping a guy like that locked in a glass case could breed quiet frustration inside the locker room if the wins take too long to show up early in the season. And that leads us straight into the next cliff our defense is facing. Something's not right inside the Raiders, and what's happening on defense is going to drop jaws everywhere. Remember that whole Mexican soap opera involving Maxx Crosby this past offseason? Late last year, our top pass rusher was playing through a torn meniscus in his left knee, went through major surgery, and right after that, became the center of a massive storm when he got caught up in a lightning-fast trade rumor sending him to the Baltimore Ravens for 2 first-round picks. The bomb only didn't detonate because the deal fell through at the last second after he failed a physical in Baltimore. Number 98 had to pack his bags and fly right back to Las Vegas, fueled by non-stop rumors about his future with the team right after Myles Garrett landed with the Los Angeles Rams. The script flipped completely once training camp hit the field, according to direct reports from CBS sports analyst Bryant McFadden, who went out to tour the team's private facility. Maxx Crosby is flat out flying out there. Forget any nonsense about chronic injuries or physical decline. McFadden made it clear the vet is moving with the exact same speed and explosion he had when he was a young guy breaking into the league. All that backstage drama with the trade market seems to have served as pure jet fuel to ignite the competitive fire of our main defensive leader. Is this great news for our defense, or a sign the locker room was way more fractured than the front office cares to admit? The naked truth is Crosby isn't chasing cheap motivation, he's demanding an unforgiving standard from everyone around him, with reinforcements coming in at the second level of the defense, including new faces at middle linebacker and fine-tuning in the secondary. The defensive unit looks ready to take a massive leap forward. And the guy soaking up every single second of this live masterclass is rookie Kieran Crawford, who makes no secret of how closely he sticks to the vet to learn the smallest details on how to survive and destroy blocks in the NFL. In a recent interview, Crawford opened up about Crosby's impact behind closed doors, pointing out that number 98 acts like a true older brother inside the facility, keeping that same fierce intensity whether they are grinding through practice or just hanging out. That's the kind of gut-check leadership that separates an average squad from a real pack ready to take heads in any stadium across the country. Now that the table is set and all the cards are on the table, I want to look you right in the eye, fan, and ask you the question that won't go away about where our franchise is heading. We just walked through 3 major points that are going to decide if this year is about glory or pure frustration in Las Vegas, and Raider Nation needs to keep their eyes wide open to every single move the front office and coaching staff make. First, we watched the evolution of Ashton Jeanty, shifting from a rookie full of hype into a core leader ready to dish out punishment in the backfield, carrying the weight of an offensive line that has to prove way more than it did last year. Second, the sudden trade rumor shockwave involving Kirk Cousins winning the job outright, and the cautious call to leave Fernando Mendoza learning on the sideline, which completely split expert opinions between protecting your most valuable asset or throwing top talent into the fire to speed up the rebuild. And finally, the relentless fury of Maxx Crosby, blowing away any doubts about his knee injury and coming back dead set on revenge after a failed trade saga, driving the entire defense and mentoring rookies like Kieran Crawford. All of this puts us right at a massive crossroads. Are we watching a brilliant strategy of smooth transition, tactical patience, and building a long-term winning culture? Or is the coaching staff just hesitating too much, building an unnecessary glass bubble and pushing off? Deep-rooted problems that are going to bite us hard down the road, right in the middle of a brutal division where nobody shows mercy. Now I want to hear from you, the one who lives and breathes this franchise every single day and won't accept anything less than excellence on the field. Is this cautious transition strategy the exact road back to the top of football, or are we just masking structural flaws that are going to blow up in our faces when the regular season actually kicks off? Drop your unfiltered take right down below in the comments. Bring your arguments. Let's debate with respect, but with pure die-hard fan passion. Smash the like, share with the silver and black family, and until next time, Raiders Nation.